All right, let's get this show started.
Arman Tsarukyan may be facing serious trouble following a recent livestream appearance. During a stream with Dean the Great, Arman placed a $1 million wager on Justin Gaethje to defeat Ilia Topuria this Saturday. If he's telling the truth, it could put him in direct violation of UFC gambling regulations.
We can put maybe like 50K?
No. Put big money. Gaethje's taking the big money.
How much? How much?
$1 million. Fuck it.
Well, for 1 million, I need to call a couple of guys.
Yeah!
Let me see.
You're not sponsored, nigga.
Putting $1 million?
Shout out to Punt!
Oh, you're putting $1 million?
Love, man. You put $1 million?
Rich Andy! Bro, my heart.
Oh,
Bro, if my dad sees this,
cash out 5.7 million.
Since 2022, the UFC has enforced a strict policy prohibiting fighters, coaches, and team personnel from betting on UFC bouts. Both the promotion and athletic commissions treat any breach of these rules with a zero-tolerance approach. The potential consequences are severe. Fighters found to be betting on fights can face immediate termination of their UFC contract, indefinite suspensions from athletic commissions that effectively prevent them from competing, and in some cases, further legal scrutiny involving fight integrity or fraud investigations. As of now, neither the UFC nor Tsarukyan has released an official statement on the situation. We will provide updates as more information becomes available. Arman, meanwhile, posted a clip of himself watching UFC White House promo videos while working out, with the caption, "No days off."
He is remaining at the top while still being one of the most exciting players on planet.
One final pursuit remains, unmistakable, as he shoulders the hopes of the host nation. Now American heads to Washington looking for the ball.
Strickland has opened up about his conversation with UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell after he was banned from the UFC White House event. As the only undisputed UFC champion from America currently, it would have been expected that Strickland might not only appear at UFC Freedom 250, but that his presence would be celebrated. However, the opposite seems to be the case, as he is expected to miss out altogether. It's no secret that Strickland, who was previously a big supporter of President Donald Trump, has taken a hardline stance against his position on Israel, and he believes that to be the true reason he is not welcome at the White House. Taking to X on Monday, Strickland revealed his ban from the UFC White House event came from the Trump administration, not the UFC. He wrote, "I talked to Hunter yesterday about the White House ban and what I said. He just laughed and we carried on. Regardless of the administration's views on speech, the UFC is holding the line for the First Amendment." The UFC appears to be moving toward a major overhaul of its official ranking system. For years, CEO Dana White has hinted that changes were coming. At various points, discussions included ideas such as incorporating AI or using a system developed with the help of Meta and Mark Zuckerberg. Despite the speculation, the rankings have largely remained unchanged. That may finally be about to change. During Saturday's UFC Vegas 118 broadcast, play-by-play commentator Brendan Fitzgerald announced that a new ranking system is in development. According to Fitzgerald, the goal is to make the rankings entirely merit-based, focusing solely on in-cage performance rather than voter opinions, perceived intangibles, popularity, or name recognition. Fitzgerald did not provide a launch date, and the broadcast graphics simply stated that the new rankings are coming soon. Alex Pereira is grateful to Ilia Topuria for coming to his defense during the UFC White House press conference. Tensions flared during the event when Josh Hokit repeatedly took verbal shots at Pereira. As the exchanges continued, Topuria eventually stepped in to defend Poatan, who does not speak English fluently and was unable to respond directly. Now, in an interview with Mike Heck of MMA Fighting, Pereira praised Topuria for standing up for him. Pereira said he was impressed by Topuria's actions and admitted that he had never experienced the level of disrespect from an opponent that he felt from Hokit during the press conference. We now know why Josh Hokit has been targeting Alex Pereira. During a recent interview with MMA Junkie, Hokit said he would like to face Pereira after the UFC White House event. He claimed that Pereira's success has come in part from favorable matchups, arguing that he has not faced elite-level wrestlers in the divisions where he won UFC titles. He also admitted that a potential fight with Pereira would be a major opportunity for him, saying he wants to steal his shine and use a victory over him to elevate his own name and career. Nickal is ready to silence his critics when he steps onto the South Lawn for the UFC White House event. Following the announcement of his matchup with Kyle Dawkins, some fans and analysts questioned whether Nickal had earned a place on the historic card, arguing he hasn't yet proven himself at the highest level of competition. Now, speaking in an interview with UFC on Paramount just days before the event, Nickal addressed the backlash and explained why he believes he deserves a spot in the lineup. Michael Chandler still believes he is capable of achieving big things in MMA. Despite that, many fans are writing him off ahead of his upcoming clash with Mauricio Rufy at the UFC White House event. Chandler, however, disagrees with the narrative. In a recent interview with Mike Bond of MMA Junkie, the 40-year-old said he feels better than ever and is looking to prove his doubters wrong on Saturday night. Quick heads up guys, if you're enjoying the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the hype button to help us reach more viewers. Now back to the news. Daniel Cormier has softened his stance on Jon Jones. There has been chatter on a potential wrestling match between Cormier and Jones, which DC has said he's open to. If the match does take place, don't expect the two legends to come to blows like they did during a media day session back in 2014. Cormier uploaded a new YouTube video and he admitted that sharing the set of a reality show with Bones has changed his stance a bit on his ex-foe. He said, "After spending that time with Jones over there in Thailand, honestly, he annoys me still, but he's not as bad as I originally thought. Because when you're around someone with that amount of time, obviously you grow and you learn more about them. I saw the video of him saying how stuffy I was and how horrible I treat the people around me, which isn't true. But even me, with all the history, I still can tell you straight up that he ain't what I thought he was before to me. I don't have the level of dislike for him that I had maybe in the past." Just 1 week before the highly anticipated UFC White House event, a new legal challenge has emerged that could potentially put the entire card in jeopardy. According to a press release, a lawsuit has been filed by retired Air Force Sergeant and Vietnam veteran Paul Romano, along with longtime civic activist Susan Douglas. Both plaintiffs say their goal is to protect Washington's historic landmarks and public spaces. The lawsuit describes the UFC White House event as an unlawful arrangement that would allow a private, for-profit company to use federal property for commercial gain. The complaint specifically targets plans to hold the event on the White House South Lawn, as well as a ceremonial weigh-in scheduled at the Lincoln Memorial. The plaintiffs argue that the event violates National Park Service regulations that generally prohibit sporting events on federal parkland. They also claim that parts of the planned event infrastructure, including the massive staging setup known as the Claw, lack the congressional approval required for construction on federal land. Additionally, the lawsuit raises concerns about potential taxpayer costs associated with repairing any damage caused to the White House grounds. The legal filing also accuses President Donald Trump and UFC CEO Dana White of personally benefiting from the event. Attorneys representing the plaintiffs argue that the card was organized through a close relationship between the two men and could generate significant financial and promotional value for those involved. Susan Douglas issued a strong statement alongside the filing, arguing that national monuments and public spaces should not be used for private profit and calling on the courts to intervene. Perhaps most significantly, the plaintiffs are also seeking a temporary restraining order. If granted, the order could halt the UFC White House event while the court reviews the case, creating uncertainty around one of the most unique events in UFC history. Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Robert. Number 2 meme was posted by C Refrigerator. And number 1 meme was posted by Raw Power. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of MMA. Catch you tomorrow.